Hey everybody, this is Robin Thicke, and you are watching In This Room with MadameNoire.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
After my father passed away a couple of years ago, I scrapped the album I was currently working on and wanted to start fresh. I felt like I had so many things to talk about at the time. And months went by and I couldn't quite write the right song, and then this song came about, and it has a little bit to do with all of the people that I love in my life. You know, my son, my lady April Love, my mom, my dad. When I was going through the toughest time in my life, it was their love and my love for them that got me out of that feeling and that situation. It all comes down to having the right music. First of all, music that because especially when you're on your 8th album like I am, you have to go out and promote it, you have to go out and perform it, you have to go out, so you really do need to believe in it, you know. So the music that I have now in the album that I'm releasing this year, I finally feel like is me, it's my life, it's my diary, and the songs are what I want to share with the world. And I've been on a writing influx right now, so I felt like the album was done, and then I wrote a few new songs I'm really excited about. So I'm going to keep writing, but I have to have a deadline this time, or else it might never happen. I remember recently somebody said, "What would you define this album as a success? What would be a success for you?" And I said, "If it's finished, when it's done." I don't like to give away features because sometimes they change. There is a record right now that I have with Yo Gotti that I'm a big Yo Gotti fan, and I reached out to him and he murdered it, so that's the one that I can't speak of right now. And I have a record that Pharrell produced, so we do have one more Pharrell collab that we're excited about. A couple months ago, I was like, oh, you know, it's all great. It gets harder and harder. Every child, every late night of, getting up in the middle of the night, but it's the most rewarding work in the world. The two things that I work my hardest for is my family and my music. And those rewards are insurmountable. You know, you can't add it all up. That's what my life is. No, I don't believe that a gift can be a curse. I believe you can not be ready to handle it. You might not be, and you might not be focused enough to handle it properly. For me, that was a goal that was 20 years in the making, to have an international, worldwide #1 song. So it was mostly a year of celebration. And since then, it's really been up to me to use that momentum properly. Well, my son, you know, I mean, I have an 8-year-old son who's my prince, you know, and he wants to be a singer like daddy, and you know, so how I handle these tough times is important for him, you know. Like my father's death was a little tough, you know. It took me a little longer to jump back on my feet, but with when my house burnt down, you know, I didn't want my son to feel like we had lost so much when we had everything that's important. We're healthy, we will have another roof, we will have food on the table, we can still go to the park and the beach, you know. So I was somewhat proud of myself the way I handled that situation, because he got to see that those were just things and items, and even though some of them might have been from the past that we wish we could have kept. But I think, you know, you are an example. My father led by example for me, and I want to lead by example for my son and my little daughters.